All right, so thank you everybody first and foremost for this opportunity. It's an honor to be here talking in front of you guys. Um, as you know, my name is Charlie DeGennaro. I was a patient here at Blythedale 6 years ago. Um, Obviously, as you've seen from the video, my life was completely changed for a reason that I don't know. And, there was a lot of unknown for that. There was a lot of adjustments, and today I'm here to talk about, the adjustment back to school, which was one of the most hardest things that goes like untalked about. So my injury happened midway through the ninth grade, which I was in here for 4 months. So by the time I got out, it was time for 10th grade. I had about 2 months to really prepare mentally and physically to go back to high school. Quite frankly, I did not want to go back at all. I'll tell you what, I was the most insecure, you know, at an all-time low confidence-wise. I just did not want to be seen. I wanted to just hide in my house, never wanted anybody to really see me. Thankfully, my parents and my family really pushed me to go back, which was honestly one of the greatest things, and I really appreciate them to that day for that. I was, just so embarrassed, insecure, scared how people would accept me. And, there were so many questions that ran through my mind. Some of them, for example, will they make fun of me? Will I have the experience that I want to have? Will I fit in? Will I have friends? I grew up for 10 years going to school very differently than what my situation and my identity now is. I didn't know how to communicate with people either. And I think a lot of people didn't know how to communicate with me. So when it was time to go back to school, I remember I really did not want to go back. And my parents forced me to go back. And that was one of the hardest moments in my entire life to go back. I walked in that building and, people were giving me looks and felt really alone at that time. And people would, not really know how to communicate with me. It was a lot of breaking the ice and I would have to do it on my end and put myself out there, which was really hard for me to do. On top of the mental aspect of going back to school, the physical aspect was extremely hard for me too. I had a one-to-one scribe, a person walking me from class to class, and basically somebody with me at all times of the day. So my independence was completely stripped in every single way, which was really hard for me to adjust to because for the last 10 years, it was the opposite. As time went on, it got better. One thing about me, I never lost faith and I always believed. As hard as it was and I didn't want to go, I was going to keep showing up every single day. That was the only way it was going to get better. I could complain, but I would have to continuously show up and make a change and continue and get used to my new identity and accept it more. If I could offer you guys some things, these are the things that help me. First and foremost, most importantly, number one, patience. You have to be patient with everything. Nothing really good is going to happen overnight. You're going to have to let time go by, let everything heal, and get settled into your environment. And that's exactly what happened for me in school. Every single day I would go, it was hard. But as time went on, I got more and more acclimated to everything and adjusted to it. Also, maintaining an open mind. You can't be closed-minded in this situation of going back to school. You have to think about what's possible and think about, what could be great. And it's going to be great down the line. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe in a couple months, in a year or two, you're going to get more acclimated and have that great experience that you want to have, even though you may not think it at the time. There was something my mom always told me when I was in the hospital here: if you believe you can, you will. And that's something I've really held myself to and kept that in my mind very closely with anything that I do. And I think it's really important for you guys to keep that in your mind. As long as you believe, you can do anything you set your mind to. I remember my junior year, Blythedale did a story here, and I was really nervous. And you can ask everybody who did it. I was super nervous. It was probably the first time I really got myself out there, really said what happened to me in my situation. But as it came out and people around me continued to consume it and watch it, I was really nervous about their reaction. How will they treat me? Will they look at me really different? Will I have friends? Will they look at me like I was very different than the normal kid at the high school, obviously. But when it came out, they honestly thought of me as some sort of superhero. And they looked up to me and admired about what I've been through, which was super incredible and only made me more confident in the identity that I was in, which helped me settle into that environment even more. And from there, it really got better super quick. But it took a while. And I want to tell you guys, what you're dealing with in every single one of your situations, all the resilience and all the strength you have is your superpower. And don't ever lose sight of that. And don't ever let anybody take that away from you. You have the strength to achieve whatever you want to achieve. And just be confident and be proud in yourself and never lose sight of that. It may be hard right now, but always remember how far you guys have, each and every one of you have come. And, it may not be easy all the time. I know that. And it's safe to say that, but never lose sight of how much strength and how much resilience and everything you guys have been through. You know, I'll tell you what, I could not be if you were to tell me 6 years ago I'm standing up here and talking in front of all you guys, I would not think it's true. So, but here I am. So keep your mind strong, keep believing in yourself always, and keep that at the forefront. And this place, Blythedale, will continuously cheer you on and be in your corner every step of the way. Just like they're in mine, they're in your corner every step of the way. So rely on them, and they'll always be cheering you on and navigating you throughout life, even if you don't go here anymore. And remember, what I want you guys to take away, if you believe you can, you will. So just keep your mind strong and keep believing. Thank you.